Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in the fall of 2022, the album launch, Cover Lover, the concert, the tour with Gabby Hanna, Dad, AF, Shimmy Shimmy, Rock on Gold Dust, Beast, Woman. Happy Friday. How are you guys doing today? Okay, I have many things to talk about in this video today. I would like to talk about Shane Dawson possibly returning with a new docuseries that he has announced. I would also like to do a little bit of a follow-up on my video that I did yesterday talking about Deaf Noodles because more has been revealed, so I would like to talk about that. But before I do, I just would like to send my condolences out to Jaclyn Hill and the friends and family members of John Hill on his passing. If you guys don't know anything about this and you weren't on social media yesterday, Jaclyn Hill posted on her Instagram story, she posted, I was asked by John's family to post this next slide, and this was on her Instagram story. And then she posted a picture of John, and she said, and here, let me get my glasses on to read this. She said, it is with profound remorse and sorrow that we must report that our beloved Andrew Jonathan Hill passed away on August 10th, 2022. We are all devastated by the sudden tragedy. The Hill family requests privacy during this overly difficult time. Hill family. And then today, Jaclyn, she posted this picture with her ex-husband, John, and this beautiful post underneath it, and she said, I can't believe this day has actually come. I am so out of my mind right now. I don't know how I'm even going to type this, but I'm going to try. John, you were the most kind and compassionate person I've ever known. You looked people in the eyes and you truly listened and cared about what they had to say. You had so much talent, you didn't even know what to do with it. You turned your pain into art and touched so many people with your honesty and your music. You were one of the funniest people I've ever met. You made everybody laugh uncontrollably and will forever miss that about you. And I will forever miss that about you. I know we ended our marriage, but we never stopped loving and caring for each other. All I ever wanted was for you to find your happiness and be free from your struggles. My heart is broken knowing that you are gone, but my spirit knows that you are finally free. And I know that you are up there playing the drums right now, making everyone laugh. I will carry our memories and inside jokes with me for the rest of my life. Rest peacefully. Love, Twix. Just absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And so I just wanted to say that and to read that because I was actually getting a lot of messages from people last night that were saying, like, what has happened and what's going on, and I'm very confused and whatever. So there was a lot on Twitter, and so many people were just, tweeting out their condolences and things like that. It was actually, really beautiful to kind of see everybody come together and in a time of tragedy and send Jaclyn and the friends and family of John so many, so much love and support during this really sad and hard time. So I wanted to say that as well. All right, so let's move on to the happier moment of this video, and I would like to talk about, should I talk about Shane Dawson first, or should I really, to be honest with you, I didn't expect to get so choked up talking about that. It's like, I've never met John, I don't know Jaclyn, but in following these people over a long period of time, it's like you kind of get to know their lives and you get to know them a little bit, and and I think that is the real magic of YouTube. I really do believe that, that you get to know these people through watching their videos and things like that, and you get to know their lives and their ups and their downs. And with any YouTuber, whether it's a beauty influencer, whether it's a drama commentary channel, whether it's a funny dog channel, whatever, you get to know people's lives. And so, yeah. Anyway, all right, let's get into the happier part of this video. Like I said, should I talk about Deaf Noodles or should I talk about Shane Dawson? I think I'll save the Shane Dawson for a second. So, yesterday I did a video on Deaf Noodles, all right? I don't even think that I was that hard in it. I have watched some Deaf Noodles coverage videos, and they're rather rough, okay? But I talked about the fact that you know, like I feel like he's ruining his own career, okay? And that he's doing it underneath this guise of acting like he's changing up all the content on his channel and things like that. And which, by the way, let's just go over, let's do a little on video search of his channel, and let's see how he's changing his content up as of today. Okay, so he said he's not going to really cover much about YouTubers and anything anymore. Today, 7 hours ago, he posted, Austin McBroom loses massive lawsuit. Austin McBroom from the Ace family. Okay, that's not a change in content. Oh, here it is. 1 day ago, Trisha Paytas accused by Jason Nash. Oh, okay. There's another video that's not changing up your content. Okay, let's see. 2 days ago, Jeff Wittick's wild response to the Ethan Klein situation. Oh, 3 days ago, David Dobrik tried to attack journalists. 4 days ago, Tana Mojo is destroying Addison Rae's family. 5 days ago, oh, Doja Cat going bald. Okay, there's one. And then 5 days ago, this is his big venture out. He went with the Insane Clown Posse. Y'all know them, you know, the band. And he, like, did this 3-day thing with them. That is his least viewed video for, like, the last 2 weeks, okay? Oh, then it goes back to Ethan Klein confronts Tana Mojo and Jeff Wittick. James Charles accused of being, okay, Tana Mojo is starting a family. So I'm not really sure where he says that he is changing his content up. But he's doing all of this under the guise of, I'm changing my content, I'm changing my channel, blah, 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 blah. And like I said in my video yesterday, when confronted and said, well, when are you changing it because you're still doing the same videos? He was like, hey, listen, okay? I can't change it right away because my audience is still my audience, all of my fans. He's watched Mommy Dearest one too many times. But basically all of his huge fandom that he has, okay, which is why he can never leave his house because they just like rush him like a mob squad, you know, constantly. But apparently, okay, all of these, there's pieces of the fan flying everywhere. That's the only kind of fans I ever get. But his fans, okay, are demanding YouTube content or coverage, which is why he can't change it right away. And I'm like, so you're wanting to change your content, but you can't change it because of your audience that, let's just be for real, okay? He was getting hundreds of thousands of views. He's now getting 30,000 views. His views aren't that great anymore. He has completely destroyed his channel. Completely. And when I talked about this yesterday in my video, I received so many comments from people that were like, I used to watch Dennis, but he's really cringe now. He thinks he's this comedian. He's really not that funny. Yada, yada, yada. He does. He thinks he's a comedian. He talks about this. This is the other thing, is he hides behind this guise of being a comedian, okay? Well, if your jokes aren't landing, then you're not that funny. I'm just saying, right? You can sit there and you can build a roast room and you can call yourself a comedian and you can do stand-up and all that kind of stuff. That don't make you the funniest person in the world. It just doesn't, period, end of story, you know? I've heard better jokes standing in a phone booth, to be honest with you, okay? So I'm not really sure what's going on here, and I'm very confused by it all, and all I said in my video yesterday was that and I talked about him lying about his age and that he came out and, you know, it's been found out that he's 37 years old and he was saying that he was in his 20s and all these people had issues with it and he came out and said that the reason why he lied about his age was because his agent told him that he should lie about his age to get younger roles in Hollywood, okay? Because he's the most sought after actor in Hollywood, apparently. I didn't know that. But, so anyway, that was why, and I didn't realize he had even been in any movies or TV shows. So, but that was the reason why he lied. Now, okay, as a commentary channel that has done coverage of a lot of YouTubers and given people suggestions and told people what they should do, you would think that Dennis would know to shut his mouth at that point, okay? He had come for other YouTubers and talked about how they were too old to be doing commentary videos. He had come for other people's ages, on and on and on. People were coming left and right, and what they were saying is, it's not about your age, it's about the fact that you lied about it. It's about the fact that while you were underneath this idea of acting like you were in your 20s, you were coming for people that were almost your exact same age, right? But he takes no accountability for it. What he does instead is he turns it into a huge joke, all right? So, for example, he has now turned, his Twitter title is called Old Man Noodles. every day there is some kind of joke that he puts up there. I mean, usually several times a day. He's putting a picture with him with no shirt on and talking about this and talking about that. For example, today, he posted this tweet, and it's him without his shirt on, and it says, "Hide your grandmas. I'm on my way to get my AARP card," okay? Which you can get that card when you're 50 years and older. The reason that I know that is that I'm 50. I turned 50 this June, and I like to kick. I'm 50, and I like to kick. Okay, Dennis, you're old enough to know that joke. But anyway, I just wanted to show you my AARP card, okay? And here it is, right here. Welcome to the 50s Club. And for how much is it? $16.99 a month, $16 a year. You can also get a free insulated trunk organizer. Now, I'm proud of this, okay? I'm proud of the fact, and I have talked at length about being 50 and turning 50. I talk about it on my blog. I've talked about it all over the place. Listen, I've earned this white hair and I've earned these wrinkles, and I'm proud of being 50, and I don't lie about being 50, you know? I'm proud of the fact that I'm 50 years old and I'm on YouTube and I have any kind of audience out there that wants to watch my videos. I think that's really cool, you know? I think that's really a cool thing that there are people out there that want to watch some old man on YouTube, which I've made jokes about, you know, in the past, watch my videos and hear what I have to say. I think that's a cool thing. I don't need to turn it into some sad joke or whatever. But what kills me is that he continues to be cringe about it with posting jokes about it. This person whose job was to hold YouTubers accountable now can take no accountability for his actions whatsoever, right? And that is why I said his actions are pathetic. And yes, I did say that yesterday, okay? And in better news, I was unfollowed by Deaf Noodles. I know. It's a sad day over here in Peter Monn's land, okay? Listen, I'm more concerned about getting my insulated trunk organizer than I am about the fact that Deaf Noodles unfollowed me, right? So anyway, I just think, like, listen, dude, you want to take anybody's advice? This is the thing, and I got a lot of comments about this yesterday. People were like, the reason why Deaf Noodles Dennis is failing is because he can't listen to anybody's criticism whatsoever. Like, he is not listening to one person. Like, he thinks he is always right about everything. And, you know, it was interesting because a lot of people were like, I said in my video yesterday, like, I know based on his views, because I used to get those kind of views, I know how much money he's making a month. Okay, he's not making the kind of money that can support a team and an agent and management and all this. That's BS, okay? I don't even believe that. He might have a management team, because these management teams reach out to you all the time and they want to revamp your whole career and they want to revamp your channel. And I tell them they can piss off, because I know what I need to do on my channel, right? They always are like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that for you, but they don't do anything. They screw everybody over, right? We've already heard that from, like, major YouTubers. So when he's talking about his agent and his management team and, you know, they're all telling him this big business plan, he acts like there's this huge machine with the life of Deaf Noodles. I'm like, dude, okay, there's no big machine at 30,000 views a video. Let's just stop acting like it's this huge thing, okay? You're hiring somebody to follow you around with a camera at the Insane Clown Posse concert, period, end of story. Maybe a friend, I don't know. You got some people doing some editing and paying them that, and I don't even understand why you're doing that, you know? I don't understand that when you could be doing that all yourself and you could be saving yourself the money. I don't get it. So, to me, it's like this whole kind of, like, smoke and mirrors of let me act like it's this huge deal, and I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm changing into this huge thing so that you guys will be expecting it when it happens. Okay, here, Teen Witch. I'm ready. Do y'all remember that movie? Oh my God, I love that movie so much, Teen Witch. I'm ready. I'm waiting for the change to happen, okay? I'm ready for you to stop making Tana Mojo videos and Trisha Paytas videos and all these other kind of videos. Since you now want to throw shade and act like you're not a drama channel and you want to throw shade and whatever. Hey, listen, I've never tried to act like I was anything other than a gossip tea drama channel. If you've watched me long enough, you know that, okay? I joke and say I'm a candle review company, and I am. But mostly what I am is just a gossip channel. Give me a good story and I'll tell you what I think about it all day long and I'll give you my opinion, okay? And Dennis, I'm sorry, but you're no better. You're no better, you're no worse, you're just a drama channel. Accept it, own it, and move on. And quite frankly, your channel would be doing much better. If you wanted to listen to some advice or some suggestions from people out there, if you didn't think that you only knew the best of everything, right? Like that's the thing to me that is just always so cringe to me about somebody is when they are unteachable and they cannot listen to any lessons whatsoever. And what's happening now, okay, is he's continuing the joke on a daily basis. And it's also a distraction over all the other things that he's done, right? All the other influencers that he has attacked and come into contact with. This is also distraction, this whole age thing. But even his own fans are like, Dennis, I love you, but this is becoming cringe. Dennis, like, I've watched you for a long time, but this is like, why are you continuing with this? Just own it and move on. We get it, right? Like, it's stupid. It's not funny, you know? The joke's not landing, all right? We get it. You're bigger than the internet. You tweet it out 15 times a day. Nobody cares. Prove it. Stop talking about it. Anyway, all right. Now let's talk about Shane Dawson. He done lit a fire under my ass, so I'm going to keep on talking about Dennis. I'm going to keep on talking about it. And then people are going to be like, listen, if you keep on talking about Dennis, you're going to drive people to his channel, okay? Then you're going to give him some views. Then he can thank me, okay? And then when he's 50, he can call me up for my referral to the AARP so that I can get into movie theaters for a much cheaper rate. And I am not sad about that at all. And I also get a free insulated trunk organizer. Why? Because I'm 50 and I like to kick. I have never understood why people lie or are ashamed about their age, okay? I don't get it. Like, definitely, to be honest with you, definitely not with men. I don't understand it. You know, I feel like there's such a double standard in society. And, you know, like, with women, it's like you don't ask women how old they are, and I get all that, right? Because I feel like there is this, like, I really do feel like after having so many conversations with my mom and my friends and stuff about this, I feel like there is this whole, I don't know, this, like, double standard of beauty and, you know, keeping up your beauty as a woman in society compared to a man that, you know, it's like with men, as they get older, people say, oh, you look experienced, or you look wise, or you've earned your wrinkles, or whatever. But with women, it's a completely different thing, and it really breaks my heart. It makes me sad, you know, and then we have this whole world where women feel like they have to keep up. My mom used to say it to me. She'd say, I feel like I have to keep up, you know, like, and she's like, I don't want to try to look like I'm 20 when I'm 50 years old, right? So I don't really understand it. I mean, was he really getting that many TV movie roles anyway that he had to keep up the act? I don't really understand it. And I don't understand what there is to be ashamed about that unless your motives are not sincere. But I don't know about all that. I don't know about your motives, okay, with lying about your age. I'm just saying. So anyway, all right, let's talk about Shane Dawson now. So Shane Dawson, he came out on his Instagram story earlier today. And I will just post these up for you here in a row. The first one is he's doing this. I don't even understand what that is whatsoever. Okay. Then the next thing is he says it's like this duck, like this dog toy. And it says me in 2020. Okay. Because, you know, this is Shane Dawson's also another big comedian. You know, I don't understand why these people think they're such comedians. So anyway, that's Shane Dawson, you know. And then he says, if I were to hypothetically, when I saw this, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you, okay. Shane, you're doing so well with your podcast, okay? You're inching your way back slowly. People are like seeing that you're changing. Okay, this is not the time for this right now, okay? This is, and I know people are going to be like, let Shane do what Shane wants. Shane can do whatever he wants to do, okay? He can do absolutely whatever he wants to do. But I just don't think the timing is that great. So he said, if I were to hypothetically do another docuseries, who would you want me to do it on? Well, I know my answer. My answer is Shane Dawson. I would like a docuseries on Shane Dawson, okay? Because I feel like you've never really shown us who the... Could the real Shane Dawson please stand up? You know, you did a docuseries on Graveyard Girl. Never did any follow-up on that, but the word of the day is guys in drama class, okay? The whole guise of that docuseries was, we're gonna fix Graveyard Girl's career. She's still doing okay, frankly. She's doing even better than you at this point. But there was no follow-up in that whatsoever. It was like, you need to change this, and you need to do that, and blah, 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 whatever, and let's go look at your spooky dolls and all that kind of stuff. But there was no follow-up, okay? Did Eugenia Cooney? There was no follow-up on that either. I said in the video the other day, y'all, sometimes I say stuff and I just pull it right out of my ASS and I don't really even know. I don't know nothing about Eugenia Cooney, okay? I don't watch Eugenia Cooney. I don't even know how to say her name, obviously. I don't make no videos about Eugenia Cooney. I just don't, okay? And so in my video the other day, I was talking about that Miasaurus girl. And I said, and then she comes from that, and I was kind of saying it sarcastically. I guess my joke didn't land, right? And I said, that Miasaurus girl, now she's coming for Eugenia Cooney, and that Eugenia Cooney's so nice. And I said it jokingly, and people were like real serious. They're like, Eugenia Cooney is not nice. Like, if you knew the real Eugenia, I don't know the real Eugenia Cooney. I don't want to know the real Eugenia Cooney. I don't know anything about her, okay? I don't know what state she lives in. I don't know anything about her, okay? I don't know anything about Eugenia Cooney to speak on. I don't know if she's nice or if she's the meanest you-know-what in town. I don't know nothing about her, okay? So I shouldn't have made that comment. So I retract that very sarcastic comment. But anyway, he did that one, then he fixed TanaCon, okay? Then he fixed TanaCon, which is so funny when I ended up going in, I don't think if I ever made this video, but that Michael guy that Tana did TanaCon with, he did like this series that ended up on Amazon Prime, and I watched that whole thing and took notes. I don't know if I ever did that video with my notes or not, but anyway, it was, you know, talk about the definition of cringe. That was cringe. Okay. So then Shane Dawson comes in and he fixes TanaCon by having a couch conversation with Tana Mojo, okay? Now, Shane Dawson is seen as the grandfather of YouTube, okay? Or like the fixer of YouTube. He's the guy that can fix everything on YouTube. And he does the Jake Paul series, and is he, you know, like a sociopath and all this kind of stuff, right? He does all these different series on YouTube. And but then Shane Dawson is canceled himself, okay, for his own history, which I think that would be an interesting docuseries. I'm just saying, okay, looking at my own history, what I've learned from my history, who I am today, and how I've grown into a better person. I think that would be an interesting docuseries. Or I got another docuseries I think would be very interesting is what happened with my great fondness and friendship with Trisha Paytas. I think that would be another interesting docuseries that I would love to see, you know, because he's never spoken about that whatsoever. He just chose not to back her because, hey, don't hurt my merch sales with Jeffree Star, okay? That was what happened through all that. So the fact that he is hypothetically, that means I want to do something different, but I don't really have any creative ideas. You know, it's interesting when I look back on the history of Shane Dawson today. And listen, if you're a Shane Dawson fan, feel free to come in here. Feel free to, like, take off your shoes and, I don't know, have some coffee and sit down here and talk. But you're going to hear some truisms that you probably don't like, okay? And, you know, it's like when I look back on the Jeffree Star series, and I would talk in videos about what I thought was happening, and that I said, this is just a QVC ad, right? This is a money grab. Oh, no. People were like, conspiracy. Shane Dawson is a genius. Shane Dawson this is going to be like, he's doing something where he's really going behind the scenes, and he's got James Charles and Tati and all these. This is all him concocting. This whole series is just a concoction. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. All these people that have these grand theories of he was really trying to pit all these people together to really show how drama really works, or was this really to show how quickly drama channels jump on stuff? Or was this really to show the true workings behind the beauty industry, behind Jeffree Star? Or was it this because everybody granted Shane Dawson this idea that he was this huge genius, okay? And I think in some degree, some way, it's like everybody lifted Shane Dawson up to this God status that he wasn't able to live to, that he wasn't able to live up to. I don't think that Shane Dawson is that creative. I think he's creative. I do. I think Shane Dawson's creative. I think he has some sense of humor. I think that there is something about him that people like. I get all that, right? And I do think that he knows how to put a good video series together. But I think that everybody lifted him up and put him on this pedestal that he himself And I think he would admit to that, wasn't even able to live up to. It was like, you expect me to come up with these genius ideas. Listen, okay, I'm just a YouTuber. But, I will tell you this. It's like, I remember when I used to talk to Shane, and I texted him at one point, and I was like, I said something about, like, I have an idea for a video series for you. And he was like, what? And I was like, I think it would be interesting if you talked about, like, stalking with influencers. Like, Tana Mojo has talked about it, like Christina Grimmie, and, like, that horrible whole tragedy with her. And he texted me back, I swear to God, no lie, and he was like, oh my God, that was exactly what I was thinking about my next series was gonna be. Really, girl? Really, you were just thinking of that day that I happened to be just thinking about it myself? That was the day that you were thinking about it? So anyway, I think for Shane to come out and do a docuseries on somebody else, and let me tell you who people suggest. So somebody said Dr. Phil, and he said and then somebody said JoJo Siwa, and his response to that was, one day, mark my words, imagine when she's like 40 and I come interview her on her island-sized yacht. We run out of tissues during an emotional conversation about how Bobo, so her assistant hands her $1 million check for her tears. Then she announces she's running for president, and her slogan is, Make America Dance Again, iconic. And then somebody says, Jeanette McCurdy, and he says, I would love to, but there's really no need because her book says everything she needs to say. Go read it. It's so good. So anyway, what's interesting to me is that he pulls up the JoJo Siwa one, and I'm like, didn't you have some rather, didn't JoJo interact with you on video and stuff like that? But she don't want to be in video with you right now. She's doing fine. She's bought herself a brand new Ferrari or Lamborghini, I think. She's hanging out with influencers. She's just not hanging out with you, okay? I see her on the Instagram and other people's, their influencer and things like that. Chris Olsen just, flew her coffee across the country. She's doing very well on her own. So, anyway, I don't know that I think that this is a great move for him. I really don't. I think that for him to do some series where he kind of explains... And I know that he's gone on these podcasts and he's talked about being canceled. And I know that he's, talked about it a little bit here and a little bit there. But I think for him to kind of I'm not talking about an explain it away. I'm not talking about an apology video, although I think that would be great. I'm not talking necessarily about ownership and accountability, although I think that would be fantastic for him. Because I think it would set a point in his career where he then can take a deep breath and move on. But I think for him to really maybe even show us how all of that, what he went through, how it affected him, what his response was to his old material that people were criticizing and critiquing, and saying, yeah, when I looked, because I'm sure he pulled up some of his videos and looked back at them, to really say, he had no problem sitting there with 4 or 5 people watching Tati's video about James Charles. Why don't you put you in a video and show yourself watching your old content and how you respond to it? I don't know. I think that if Shane Dawson comes out with a docuseries on somebody else, I think that he will still have a pretty big following. He's got getting close to 1 million people watching this podcast every week. I think that, or much more, let's say 1 million to 2 million people will watch his docuseries and watch his videos on his Shane channel. But I think that at some point it's going to probably die out. I think that, I don't know. But I think that he wants to do that. I think he misses YouTube. And I think that what he doesn't realize is the way through, okay, is by addressing those things. And I'm not talking about saying I'm sorry or whatever, but really addressing maybe how it affected him, And I honestly think that would be a really interesting YouTube video docuseries. And here, listen, this is the thing. If he's fearful of losing more people, those people that he's already lost, the people that he's lost, they're gone. They're not coming back, okay? Unless they are so inspired by what he says in this video to say, hey, he's a human being too, and I have noticed that he's changed, and he is taking a look at what happened, so I am going to come back, right? But the ones that have left, they've left. It's not like he's going to lose any more by actually addressing this stuff face on and acting like a grown adult and saying, I need to talk about these things and address it before I'm going to start taking on somebody else's story, right? And I think that would be really inspiring, and I think it would be really interesting to people. And actually is a docuseries of Shane Dawson's that I would watch, because I would want to hear what he has to say about everything that he went through and how it affected him, and not a woe is me, you know, victim story, you know, pour me another glass of wine kind of thing, but really taking a look at like how it affected his life and how it's, you know, made him change going forward. So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.